Alright, so welcome back to How to Arrange for Solo Guitar, the second part of the Let It Be. If you haven't seen the first part of this, check the link in the description. I'll have part 1 down there. You should definitely make sure that you check up on that before we get into the second half of this. So, if we're looking at the second half, kind of the chorus part of this, we have Let It Be, Let It Be, Let It Be, words of wisdom, let it be, right? So, the most important thing, again, as I've discussed in the previous video, is really letting your melody line dictate where your chords are going to be played around it and figuring out where your chords are going to be around the melody. So now we're going to have this 1, 2, 3, 4, let it be. So take a look at this here. So again, the way that this melody line is working, it's working really, really well with the chords here. So I'm going to have a C major chord, and it so happens to be that my melody note is a C note. So I can play that C here in this chord version. I can play it here with this chord version, this top part. If I wanted, because I have a C here, I could play it here with this C here. I don't like that as much because it's getting pretty muddy, it's pretty low in the register. But these are just different options that you have. And this is one thing that you really have to understand, is being able to see the chords all over the neck. I mean, if you wanted, because we have so many different ways to play the same chord, this is what really lends itself so nicely to being able to arrange, is really understanding your triads. You should be able to pick any single chord and be able to play it in multiple areas of the neck. So like here's a C, here's a C, here's a C, here's a C, and then back to this position again, or here's a C, 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 C. I sound like a little bit of a broken record. This version of it. Those are all multiple ways of playing a C major chord, but all in different inversions, just inverting the notes and how they're ordered and stacked. And that's ultimately the biggest goal to being able to arrange music, is really understanding that. So anyway, because this is really, really nicely arranged already, we're going to have this. So I'm just going to have C, and then open E, and then D. So I'm going to go to A minor, and then A minor is going to have C, and then I'm going to have open E, and then I'm going to go to this G, this high G, 3rd fret of the high E string. Now I'm going to go to a G chord. I have to have this G in the bass, or in the melody line here, so I'm just going to go for a regular G major chord. I'm going to roll it. Now previously, like we did in the other lesson, we have this line. So we're going to have D over the F chord with in the melody line. So we're going to do. So collectively. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, the biggest goal with these is not to necessarily teach you note by note, but just to give you the idea and the concept about how I approach arranging solo guitar, and how you can take the same exact kind of skills and apply it to your own playing. So over this A minor, then to the Let It Be over the F chord. And basically that's just a 6th chord, an F6 chord. You could play it in multiple different ways, but this is the way that I'm opting. You could play it, like if you wanted to, you could do it as like a F6-9 chord, because that would give you your D in there. But I think it's just easier to play it this way here. But although this would be kind of a cool voicing. Let's see. Let's apply that in context. So we can go. Where you can experiment with the harmonies too, and maybe even start to add in some of your own flavorful interpretations. That's a chord that's not written in the original transcription, but it sounds kind of cool, right? Maybe you want to add a C6-9 with E over here. You could do it this way. This is kind of a hard stretch, but and this is where the fun of it becomes too, because then you can start to alternate the different chord patterns. So like, let's say maybe instead of doing a regular C major chord, maybe you want to do a C major 9 chord. That's kind of cool. So maybe you could do something like that. Yeah, you could do that. And then maybe you want to do like a G major 7 chord instead of a G major chord. So you could do that. You can experiment with that. And then you have to reposition your fingers, obviously. You know, okay, maybe you want to do a minor 6 chord. You know, make it more modern sounding. You know, you have the ability to do that. So let me put this all together, and I'll just play through all the parts. I'll have the sheet music on screen. Here we go with repeats. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a super cool interpretation that I do a lot too, is I will add in harmonics for the melody line. You could do this the entire time. If I can get it right. Sorry, let me try that again. So you could go. And that's a super big technique that I do a lot in my own personal style playing, is that kind of breaks up the monotony in it too. Adding in different kind of musical elements. You know, maybe adding in some of these harmonics. You know, maybe take it up here and just messing around with it and having fun with it. That's, you know, ultimately the biggest goal in music, is to be able to really be expressive. And I think that's one of the most rewarding experiences about guitar, is being able to start to apply these in a musical context in a solo arrangement. Anyway, I hope this was really helpful, and let me know what other songs you would like to see me do solo arrangements on, and I will see you all in the next video. Alright, that was the entire lesson. I hope you really liked it. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see next in terms of arranging other classic hits like this for solo guitar. Take care and keep on practicing.